I'm Andrew Gasnolar. I'm the chairperson of Boundless and the coordinator for this Mandela Day project, which is a call to action in a community called Blikkiesdorp. Officially it's called Symphony Way Temporary Relocation Area, but if you visit the area you'd understand why it's called Blikkiesdorp, because all you see is tin can. The organisation was started last year in August out of the boots of a car, and by the end of that year we fed 5,000 people across Cape Town, all on the notion of hope. That you can do things and you don't need to wait for people to help you, you don't need funding, you can actually make it happen for yourself. The spirit of Mandela Day is that you can rally people around a common vision. And so when we started talking to people, it was the notion of hope and inspiring change. Behind me is the mobile library that we're launching. I mean, the idea was, establishing the container library in this community because there's nothing. And Design Indaba, Cecile and Boyd's and SAB were eager enough to sort of make that dream a possibility. So sourcing the container, refurbishing it, designing the interior and actually making it a space in which creativity is encouraged.
Yeah, the container is, if you can see it as a building material, there's a lot of things you can do. You can turn something simple into something beautiful. Design Indaba has asked me to participate on Mandela Day project, and this is a little library you see behind. Very cute little library with colorful windows. What's quite nice is we still follow on a tight shoestring budget, we still follow the principle of sustainability. 2 windows on both sides for cross ventilation. A lot of windows to get enough lights inside. It's actually used to be a refrigerator container, so it's got thick insulation already.
We basically collaborated with some amazing designers. We did the interior in basically complementing the outside that was the colors that was given by Thai Design. But I've had some help from other designers called Sarah Pratt to help me with the stripes on the inside, sort of combining the color palette and see what you can find and creating just a creative sort of beautiful, colorful space.
Often what people don't understand, even when you come here and you just engage with the people who live here, they are already cheered by just your presence. So to see this beautiful container and an option for the kids in this area is just extraordinary. Daily in their lives, people are using design to alleviate their own scenarios. And I think the sense that with a little creative application, with thinking correctly, with looking at things differently, if we can just light that fire in these little spirits that, I want to do that, I want to do stuff that changes the world and makes a difference. And I think Design Indaba, I doff my hat. Great stuff.
I visited this library and I think it's a great idea because we have problems with libraries in our area, although we are 2, but it's very dangerous for our children to get to the library and it's very far. Danger zones are like when you take the first gate, you have to go through a ditch. You have to cross a main road. So what I think of this library will actually improve our children's reading skills. It will develop their writing skills as well. And I think if programs will come to the library, it will be more effective for the schooling even.
I'm very pleased. I'm glad that they bring us the library closer. As you can see, this is a main road. How many accidents happened here? Some have to go to Blue Lily Circle for a library. Some have to go to Egenwood Square in Bella for a library. So, from what I can say is thank you. Our kids don't need to walk that far again.
We've got vegetable gardens, which is linked to sort of sustainability, that they then grow their own food and they can also sell it. There'll be tree planting around the library space as well.
We're from the South African National Biodiversity Institute, and our main focus is to bring biodiversity back to communities where it's been destroyed by the type of development that has occurred.
So today we're here and we've planted some of these basically indigenous garden and water-wise gardening, but most of these plants are medicinal plants.
We're going to be painting some houses here. Plascon came on board. Plascon is committed to providing paint so that it continues for the rest of the year, so that eventually every single one of these houses are painted.
I'm an illustrator and designer, and I also paint and do exhibitions. I'm here with Senor and we're busy doing a mural collab. I'm all about just brightening up urban spaces. I think Blikkiesdorp is a prime example of something that's not particularly, I mean, it's all tin shacks.
I think coming from Woodstock where we're working, we've done quite a lot of painting and installations in that neighborhood, and I think it's the first step in terms of bringing a bit of hope to people.
And this just sort of says, you've got kids in the background marching, you've got an engaged community who are all just, I think, really amazed at the response by everyone. And I think that's inspiring.
Everybody's getting together to try and make a difference, and I think for me what is really key about it is that that's the spirit we need to build the South Africa we all dream about. So it's an incredible day, and it's all in acknowledgement for the huge sacrifice that Nelson Mandela made in his life, but also the message that he sent out to everybody, that together we can make a huge difference in the world.